so we are now traveling from Ventura, California to the true north, to the office of Father Toby Collins. Now, Father Toby Collins today will be played by the master actor, Father Toby Collins. Who happens to come from Canada, yes.
Pilgrimage towards on the 20th.
Very, very lovely confession. Remember for your penance, 3 Hail Marys for you and 3 rosaries for your husband. Hello.
Hello, Father Toby?
Yes.
This is Bishop Andrew's secretary calling for the bishop.
Oh, hello.
The bishop would like to talk to you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, please put him on.
Thank you, Nicole. Father Toby,
Hi, Bishop.
how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All is well. How goes everything in your parish?
Parish life has never been better, Bishop. I'm loving it. Hoping for another 5 or 6 years.
I know you love your parish, Father, and I know you love the priesthood, and I want to put your mind at ease. You are not in trouble. You didn't do anything wrong. Matter of fact, you've done a lot of things right. And so the placement committee has decided, and I concur, to give you a new challenge. And I'd like you to be serving as our new vocations director for the diocese.
Oh, wow. I hope I'm up to the challenge. When do I start?
Well, I'll be sending you a letter, and you will, with all the details. You're going to start July 1, and you'll be replacing Father Bob, who I'm putting into a new parish. And Father Bob has enjoyed very much working as the vocation director, and he will help you learn all your new duties. I know this can be a shock, but this is a very important position and very important work for a diocese, and I need you there.
Thank you, Bishop. It's an honor, as always, to take on new responsibilities for the diocese, and I'll be in touch with Father Bob, and thank you for calling.
You're welcome, Father Toby, and God bless.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, Father Bob here.
Oh, Father Bob, this is Father Toby calling. I imagine you're expecting a phone call from me, and to be honest, I just got off the phone with the bishop, and I'm a little overwhelmed with being the new vocation director for the diocese. I hope we can meet up soon.
Oh, Father Bob, you're going to do a great job. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to meet until early August. My family planned a huge reunion for when my nephew's getting married in Texas, and then I'm also moving and transitioning into a huge new parish in the suburbs. I don't know if you heard that or not.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, don't worry. You're going to do fine. You're a great, wonderful, capable priest. So you only have 2 events to focus on early in July. School August days. Follow the plans for the days from the SERRA SPARK website. SERRA SPARK will be a great help to you. It's a website to help vocations director, which was created by the SERRA organization. So you'll be able to see exactly what we did and find out a lot about the program. The other early event is a talk to a group of high school students about vocations. These used to be time-consuming, oh my gosh, and difficult to put together. But not anymore, because you will also find talks on SERRA SPARK website to explore and customize to make your own.
Well, what's the name of that website again?
SERRA SPARK. Go to SERRA, S-E-R-R-A, SPARK, S-P-A-R-K.org. Oh, by the way, I have a great secretary. Her name is Judy. She is like oil to a plant of production equipment. This does a phenomenal job. So she'll tell you all about SPARK. She knows a ton about it and how to find the resources you'll need.
I've never worked in production, but I just ask for your prayers, Father Bob. Thanks for your help.
You'll be at the top of my list.
See, we have a lot of good help in SERRA. It's so funny. It's just wonderful. And people are willing to, get up and do something crazy to help us get going. Because one of the things that I want you to realize is that this is just a wonderful resource. And that vocation director, this story is not unusual, guys. The old vocation director is always leaving for some big parish someplace, and the new vocation director comes in and is terrified. I have one example of that, and the first thing I'm going to show you on SERRA SPARKS is Quo Vadis days, because that was one of the things they mentioned. We were down at the National Council for Vocation Directors convention. We're at this convention, and we had shared SERRA SPARKS with the new vocation directors at a reception on Saturday night. And they were in sessions, and we were hanging around the booth there, and this vocation director comes out and he says, "Oh my, you won't believe what just happened. They talked about Quo Vadis days in that session. I didn't have any idea what it was, but I went to SERRA SPARKS on my phone and I found it." And he was, just so happy that he found it. And that's exactly what happens. Some of these vocation directors do not even know the name of a vocation program that they might be using very soon. So we're helping him out with that. I want to share with you, and I'm going to take you over to, go to the internet. We're hoping everything's going to cooperate today. I'm going to get on the internet here, and we're going to, I got to press a few buttons here. There we go, right there. So one of the, oh, it didn't come up? Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is, good. One of the beautiful things about this website is it has a beautiful search engine on it. So Father Toby would want to go right away to Quo Vadis days. So he would go up there to SERRA SPARKS and he would put in Quo Vadis days. And this is what you would do too when you're using the website. That's probably enough. There it is. It came up. We're going to go back here. Gaylord Hotels, action needed. Interesting, we had it all working.
It's working. It's working. It's working.
It's working now.
Okay,
Uh-oh, you went too far. There you go.
now I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to go here and go back to the beginning. See if that'll take me back to the website. Hold on. Here we go. And one of the things that's beautiful about this Quo Vadis days, or any of them, they're all set up the exact same way. Now this website, or this hotel internet is not that good, so we're not going to be able to see the video. It just is not going to work. So we're going to go ahead and just go through Quo Vadis days and pretend. Every one of these has a 1-minute video at the very beginning that walks you through it. And I love the way that 1-minute video ends. It talks about SERRA SPARKS is the answer for your vocation needs, always there, 24 hours a day. Check us out. We are the greatest resource for you. And it's right there, and they can use it any time of day. And let me tell you what, I've had vocation directors tell me on Tuesday night they realize they're going to be speaking on Wednesday morning at an elementary school, and they don't know what they're going to say. So I'm going to back up to here, put in Quo Vadis days again. I just think Quo will do it. So I want to show you exactly how each one of these programs is set up the same. And we did that. See, now I go in. So every one of them would be set up this way. And this is where you would see the 1-minute video of Quo Vadis Days. And it tells you the elements of the program and gives you a basic idea. So it's just a quick snapshot. Every one of the programs has a summary, a program outline, implementation, the program history, and other resources. So it's right there. On this website, you'll find the vocation director or the SERRA who's using it is going to find out what they like. Do you like to read the summary? Here's a nice little summary. They're short because guess what? Time is short. We go on the program outline. If you like things in a list, you go right to the program outline. And after that, we take you into the time of year. And we tell you when it needs to start. This is always something to think about. Typically, this would start almost a year before it's going to start because you have to book a camp, or you have to book a seminary, or a college, or someplace where you're going to put the kids. And the cost, the effort is high, and the cost can be a little high for Quo Vadis Days. But our SERRA Club stepped up and we told the vocation director, every kid that you can get into Quo Vadis Days, it doesn't have money, we'll pay for them. Because why would I not want to send a young man or a young woman off to a religious camp to consider religious vocations? Of course we do. That's what SERRAs do. Now when I go down to the bottom and go through these different parts, I will see all the links that I can press. And you can actually go on this Quo Vadis Day link, and it gives you the name of 4 vocation directors who have done Quo Vadis Days that are willing to have you call them. Wow. You know, what a beautiful resource for a vocation director. The other thing is that everything on this website is prepared for you. So if you need a letter to the pastors to tell them about Quo Vadis Days, it's already there. You just have to adjust it. And you can brand it for your diocese and use it. Nothing has a copyright. So we are just resources ready to use. Now I'm not going to go to the links because the internet is acting up a little bit and I'm afraid it's going to bump me off. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to take you to the talks. So I go back to that search engine and I'm going to put in vocation talks. When we didn't happen by accident to pick the things that are on serraspark.org. We surveyed vocation directors across the country. Can I tell you the number one things they wanted was vocation talks. So it's something because they have so much work with future seminarians, they have so much work with the diocese and with events, and all of a sudden they have to go someplace tomorrow to talk. What am I going to say? The other thing is they're not really experts on what to say for a level. So they would watch the video, but we're not going to because it'll knock us off. And
you're still on Quo Vadis.
I didn't get into talks. I need to put in talks here. I'm going to just put talk. There we go. Okay, I go down here. Vocation talks, there I am. I go into vocation talks. Once again, it has that quick video, which is just really fun to watch. So if you go back to your room and you get on the internet, watch the videos. They're really cute. Mark Bonkowitz's son did the videos for us, and they're just well done. But look right here. This is what that father's going to want to see. He can pick a talk for an elementary school, a middle school, different high school talks. And one of the great things about this is we have a video already picked that goes with every talk. And so it's all lined up for them. We even say in the talk, insert a personal story about when you were a 5th grader. And because one of the things that priests sometimes don't realize is when they're talking to that elementary school or that middle school, the kids sitting in the desk there will relate to them better if they tell them what they were like at that age. Because then they think, wow, Father was like that. I like that too. And then it's almost like you can see yourself like Father. So, or And so these are just great. I'm going to go to one here. Oh. I want to go to this one. So I'm going way down to high school talk, vocation talk 3. Yes. Oh, is it? Okay, maybe that'll help me. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, on this vocation talk right here, has anybody ever heard of Father Mike Schmidt?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's wonderful. He has a YouTube channel. If you haven't heard of him, go to YouTube and put in vocations and hear him talk about vocations. So on this vocation talk, it uses a little 5-minute segment from Father Michael Schmidt about vocations. And what is a vocation? To help the kids realize what that vocation is. It's just beautiful. And so then, after that, you'll see right down here it tells them, call on someone to start discussion right in the middle of this. It gives them hints of where they're going to do things. Now, no priest is going to read this talk. He's going to make it his own. All this does for the priest, and they're used to speaking to groups, all this does, it helps them know, oh, this is the age level I'm talking to. Oh, yeah, I have this story I can insert there. I can do this. It just gives them ideas. You know yourself, if you're going to write something, if you can read something that's written by somebody else, it helps you get your ideas together. So it's just wonderful. But not only vocation directors are using this website, SERRAs are going to use this website. And I want to share a couple programs that Vanny Vocations, we put in the SERRA store. You know, sometimes I love Vanny Vocations and we need to advertise for them, but really, this is our SERRA store. And our SERRA store has the Call by Name program in and the Traveling Crucifix kit in it. And I am going to just share with you a couple ideas. So once again, if I go back to the beginning here, heading back up to the top so I can hit my home button. And that always helps. But lots of good resources. Different types of things for the different talks have different ideas in them. It's just beautiful. And all of them let you know what time of year they're good to use, if they cost a lot of money or not. All of those important resources. So if I go back, there is a thing up here called tools. And somebody mentioned to me somebody mentioned the other day in a program, they wanted to go home with some vocation ideas. Well, let me tell you what. If we go here, we can see the 24 vocation programs right now. We've added a couple just recently. One of them was after the vocation seminar with the vocation directors last fall, one of the new vocation directors came up and said, boy, I want to do a St. Andrew and Miriam dinners with my people. I said, 30 days, it'll be on the website for you. And it was on the website. But look at these. Adopt a Seminarian, Called by Name, Altar Server Awards, Traveling Chalice, Focus 11. They're all on here, involving the homebound and the vocation efforts, discernment retreats, parish vocation ministries, planning resources for priesthood Sundays and other important days. But every one of these is just there. There's no reason to redesign the wheel. But let me tell you, I know that you'll want to decorate your wheel different than my wheel. But at least I start with a wheel. I don't have to make the whole thing. And we make it our own and we use it. So that is one of the beautiful things. Now I want to go to the Call by Name program because we've heard about that and they're doing wonderful things with it right now down in Texas. They're getting all of these names. And I told the vocation group the other day, when I did the Call by Name program at my parish, All Souls in Englewood, Colorado, a few years back, we hadn't had a vocation for a long time. In fact, the only vocation they had was really my son, and we had just recently moved into the parish, and he had to be registered at a parish, or he wouldn't let him go to the seminary, so we registered him, but he really never went there. But he was their vocation. So many years later, we're going to do the Call by Name program. And we did the program, and we turned out 10 men that considered the diaconate. 3 of them graduated and became deacons. We turned out 2 young men to discern the priesthood. Both discerned out. Didn't go, but they started the discernment process and decided they weren't called. And then we had 2 young women, and they both became sisters and are professed sisters today. I have to tell you one little quick funny story. It was just so cute. This one father called the one girl and said, you know, your name just showed up a lot of times. And she was furious with him. What do you mean? I don't want to be a sister. Why would anybody think that? So she was really upset. And he said, I don't know if she hung up on me or not, but it was an unpleasant conversation. And so she sort of avoided him for the next year. She was coming to Mass and doing things, but when he came around, she went the other way. A year later, she came into his office and said, I imagine you're going to be happy. I have thought of nothing but going to the convent, and I'm going. Today she's a professed sister. But this was a young woman who really had never thought about it, and then could think of nothing else. That's how powerful this program is. And the call by name resources, we have them out there. We have the poster, we have the box, we have the cards. And when I go down here, you can actually bring up, I'm going to try to go into this one website and see if it works. They have this is the SERRA program that Houston is using. It's all laid out for you. It has everything in it. It has the follow-up cards in Spanish and in English. Everything is there. All the directions just to go through it. Now let me go back. Come on, go back. I'm just talking to it nice. Okay, if I come down here and I wanted to have a one-page summary to show the pastor, you know when you go in and talk to those pastors, you always want to take short things. They don't have a lot of time. And you know, when you go to talk to the pastor, I always chuckle when I'm going to talk to them about new vocation activities. You have maybe I'm going to hand you out a special booklet to take home with you. You're going to love it. But anyway, in this booklet, there's 5 activities. So you go visit the pastor, you don't say, do you want to do a vocation activity? You say, Father, which one of these vocation activities should we do at our parish? So now Father has to pick one. There's a little psychology that goes into this, but here's a one-page summary I could use. But if I go back to these links, everything is there. And it's just wonderful. I can find those links and I can see newspaper articles that are write-ups about the program. In case I'd like to do a write-up, I'll look at their write-up and I'll adapt it and make my own. Easy, easy, easy. Okay, we're going to look at the Traveling Chalice program for just a minute. Come on, go back to the very beginning. Oh, this, you know, I think I might have to go back to the website. It's not letting me go back. Oh, now maybe it will. Okay. So once again, if I want to find something fast, I go and type in Traveling Chalice. Oh, Traveling Crucifix, excuse me. I did the Traveling Chalice program for years too. This Traveling Crucifix kit we are using in schools. I mean, we are really using in schools. We have 79 Catholic schools in our archdiocese. 53 of them now have their own Traveling Crucifix kit and a holy card for every kid in the school. And some of those schools are saying the vocation prayer on the back of that holy card that talks about holy marriage and religious and sisters and brothers and priests. It doesn't mention deacons, of course, because we don't talk about kids about being a deacon. But they are saying that vocation prayer over the intercom on Fridays. Think about a kid saying the prayer every Friday for a vocation. Kids will learn it fast, and we're planting seeds in hearts. And it's just beautiful. And so, you see over there in the far end, we have a Traveling Crucifix kit. So you can order the whole kit, and it's just fantastic. And when you go here, once again, it's set up exactly the same way. It has that summary, program outline, implementation, history, right down, time of the year. It's just so easy to use, guys. This is going to be your best friend. And it has we go down to the very bottom, and it has the prayers for every day that you say in the classroom, and it has a place where they can go and get them to project up on the board. Because today the teachers project up the prayers. They don't run anything off anymore, hardly. Only a worksheet now and then. So because they do worksheets now and then, I have a traveling crucifix teacher's booklet. And this goes with the kit. We usually send the kit, all of this stuff here in the kit. Plus we send a notebook, because this notebook has lesson plans in it for teachers to talk about vocations in the classroom. And they love this. And now this fall, this coming fall, there'll be new lesson plans there, so that the teachers can get their new lesson plans for this year. Tells what we're doing, promoting vocations in our school, has a beautiful letter to the teachers telling them how much we value them. Your kit is provided by. For more information, contact me if you need no more vocation cards or anything. You put your name there. The daily prayers, and right here that blueprint tells them where to go to get the prayers to project up on the board. This is just, and then after we go through here, go all those days, the role of teachers in awakening vocations. And it has ideas for the teachers to do to build religious vocations. 10 simple and quick ways to promote vocations within your classroom. Then we go to lesson plans and worksheets. And the worksheet's right here, so that teachers can take out that worksheet, copy it, and give it to the kids to use. Beautiful, easy. We're making everything easy. And this is why SERRA Spark is so special. Okay, we're going to put this down and go back to our PowerPoint if we're fortunate. Okay, come on. PowerPoint. Ah, there we are. Okay, let me get this back to the slideshow. I'm going to get it in the slideshow here. Home. Slideshow. From the beginning, we'll start there, and then it'll go through 2 slides. Okay, I'm going to page down through 2 here. Okay. So what I want you to remember is serraspark.org. You know how it's spelled. And I just want you to look at something. Every organization has to have some reason that they're great. You have to be great, guys. We can't just be good. And what can we be great at? We can be great at providing the best resources for vocation activities, for vocation directors who are on the front line leading the battle for us, and for vocation promoters. There's no charge to anything on this website. It's easy to use. We've been invited to the United States Council of Catholic Bishops again. We're sitting at the table with the bishops. Actually, Father Ralph O'Donnell. How many of you know Father Ralph O'Donnell? He's a priest that's heading the religious, I'll never get it right. He's a secretariat for clergy and religious life or something like that at the USCCB. And Father Ralph O'Donnell was one of the driving forces behind this project because he knew vocation directors needed it and he wanted us to help them. I think this one shorts out a little bit, doesn't it? Can I have one of those other microphones? There. Could I get one of those other ones, Bob? Because maybe I just leave it in here and I don't walk around. Oh, it's awfully hard to stay still though, guys. You know, to go to that National Council of Vocation Directors, your SERRA board last year paid for the reception. We hosted a beautiful reception for all the new vocation directors in the United States. And one of the things you'll see is that 30% of the new vocation directors each year, 30% of them are new. And, you know, Father Toby's experience wouldn't be really too unusual. It really wouldn't. That'd be just about the way it starts. It's a big job, limited resources, and very little help. So how is this helping them? They have camera-ready things to use. They come out, it's sharing of best practices, it promotes parish vocation ministries, and they all want that. The United States Council of Catholic Bishops has asked us again and again, do what you can to get vocation activities in our parishes. This website has, serraspark.org has a special place on how to start a parish vocation ministry. You know, this saves them times. We're going to keep this updated. This is not going to be something that's going to go away. SERRA Spark is going to be here. This is what's going to put SERRA on the map. And we need to provide resources that are better than anybody else. And we can do this, guys, because you as Serrans have created wonderful activities. Most of these things weren't new. They just weren't all put together with a beautiful way to share them. So that is what is there. I want you to realize this is the crown jewel of our SERRA Vocations Ministry. We have a new, beautiful, shiny jewel that we can share with others. We don't want to keep it hidden. You know, if I have a beautiful ring, what good is it if I don't wear it? So we better wear it, guys. We better share it. We better get it out there, because this is going to make our work easy and vocation promoters' work easy. You know, it helps us become a great organization. So we're moving. With SERRA Spark, we will rejuvenate SERRA. I have gotten new members to our SERRA Club just because of SERRA Spark. They're like, wow, you're doing this for the vocation directors? This is wonderful. And they're joining us. So I want you to realize it's a membership tool. And, you know, membership is where it's at, guys. We have to put membership at the top of the list. So the U.S. Consul, I got a back one. We're going to keep this updated. Now the other thing I want you to realize that the U.S. Consul is doing for your Serrans are those 4 vocation calls every month. So make certain you're tuning into them. A lot of times we cover something from SERRA Spark on them, or we cover another new vocation idea. I would like my volunteers now to get up and pass out those SERRA samplers. Each one of you is going to get a SERRA sampler to take home. What this is 4 programs. Adopt a Seminarian, the 31 Club, the Traveling Chalice Crucifix, Priesthood Sunday, and the last one is Holy Hours. So you're going to get a sampler to take home and share. Plus, we'll be mailing one out to every club president, right, Ann? In the future. The Vocation Committee, Ann Shepherd-Knapp is their chair. She's sitting over here, and she's recovering from some surgery, so please say a prayer for Ann. And anyway, Ann came, and even though it was hard, so we appreciate the effort, Ann. Anyway, these vocation samplers are something wonderful to promote SERRA Spark with. Some people will want to be buying these, and we're going to be selling them at Annie Vocations. We've already had vocation directors order, some of them order 150 or 200, one for every one of their parishes. So this is just a wonderful promotion. It's hard copy of some of the things that are on the website. So everybody's getting their sampler. And you'll see it's a fun book to look at, and it sort of helps you. But right now I'm going to ask you, once you get it, to close your book up, and I want to give you a challenge. God has blessed us. We have been given the gift of the Catholic faith. You know, I'm grateful every day that I'm a Catholic. Even in the hard times, when something happens, either the death of a loved one or something, I am grateful that I am a Catholic. And I am thankful that I have my faith and I have the Eucharist. And who are we to hide our beautiful light, our beautiful guide for our life under a bushel basket? We have, you know, you're not in this room by accident. You are here, you are called. I want to challenge you. You know, you are called. The Lord has put you here. And I want you to ask the Lord, Lord, help me to recognize how and where I can serve Him in the SERRA ministry. I want you to ask the Lord, how can I do more? Because this is so important, folks. This is not something that we can let down. We're asking young people to give their life. I see some priests in this room. They are with us 24/7. I can call them in the middle of the night and they will come to anoint me or my husband or my children or whoever would need it. Or if I have a crisis, they're there for me. What am I doing? You know, sometimes maybe we need to give up that extra golf game or lunch with our friends to do SERRA work. I'm asking you to think about saying each week, can I give 5 hours to SERRA? Each week. Maybe one of those is a holy hour over the church on my knees. But some of that other time needs to be actually doing SERRA activities and recruiting more members. We've provided you with a crown jewel to use. You have the crown jewel, you have SERRA Spark. So Lord, I just ask you to ask the Lord to help me to surrender and step forward. Help me to accept leadership positions. Some of you have been asked to accept a leadership position recently and you've refused. What did someone say about SERRA? Tim O'Neill always says the story. There's only one thing answer in SERRA and it's yes. Come on. Step forward. Not only. Now, I want to talk to you about another little leadership crisis we have. Sometimes we get in a leadership position and we stay there forever. That can be a problem too. So if you've accepted a leadership position and you've been there 3 or 4 years, you better find a little committee to work with and then find your replacement. And you go serve in a new ministry where you're fresh again, because freshness is important. When I taught school, I started in kindergarten and I finished in high school and I missed 2nd grade. But I taught 2nd grade CCD. And the interesting part that I found about that, I was fresh in the classroom. I could always be enthusiastic because it was fun. I was learning it too. It's beautiful. So to take on a new position, a new challenge is very, very important. And so I just ask you to ask the Lord to help me trust, give me the energy and the strength and the ability, and help me train another to serve in the future. It can be hard to say yes to another job or a new one. Help me recognize how and where I should serve. Asked to be a district governor or reluctant to take on the presidency or another position. Give me courage, Lord. Give me courage. I'm going to tell you why I'm a SERRA. When Bishop Andrew was ordained a Catholic priest, my family joke is always, we prayed for a priest, but not a bishop. Because I'm always afraid they're going to take him away. And a happy priest in the family is the best thing for future vocations in your family. But anyway, when he was ordained a priest, I had worked in public school, and I said to him, how do you think I should serve the church? Oh, he said, Mom, hands down, you need to be a SERRA, because the biggest need we have in the church is for more priests, for more religious. We have to have you. That's where you need to go. That's where you need to serve. This is the important thing. He has this comment. He works a lot with women religious too, and he has a lot of women that he's counseled around the United States, and he helped start a new order. One of the things that's there, he always says, a church without sisters is like a single parent family. And we need our women there serving too. So we need both of them, and we need them there because they have to be there. The Holy Spirit brought you here to Nashville, not to hear country music. He brought you here to be a SERRA and to say, what more can I do for the Lord? So I want you to step up, and I'm going to ask you to do something special for me tonight. I'm always a risk taker, right? Well, I'm going to be in that banquet, and I'm going to stand over in one of the corners tonight after the banquet's over, and I want a lot of people to come up to me and say, Judy, I'm going to accept a district governor job I turned down. Judy, I'm going to help my club president and maybe become the president-elect. Judy, I'm going to do something more for SERRA. And I'm going to be standing in that corner. Don't leave me over there all alone. Come and tell me what you're going to do. because this is an important time, guys. We have to step forward. We can't just sit still. We got to get up and get going, and to serve and to love and to be there for others. Now, this is a flyer. I don't know who it came from, Mario, Mark, I don't know. This flyer has been around. You can't see it very well. Why don't you turn those lights off right there beside you, those two. Yeah, those two. I just love this flyer. Catholic faith and heritage to your children and grandchildren. Is that important to you?
Yes.
Yes. Of course it is. Where are the priests who will administer sacraments and keep them grounded in the faith? SERRAs need your help to secure our future seminarians, postulants, deacons, priests, and sisters. Join SERRA now. You know, what organization can they join that's a lay apostolate of the Vatican?
Yes.
Come on. This is the best place to be. And we can't let our friends be lazy. We got to get them to step forward, guys. So I want you to go home, and this coming week, make certain you invite a new person to join your SERRA club and get them charged up. Because guys, we're in the business of saving souls. And if they don't have the Eucharist, I'm going to tell you just one sort of thing that happened to me when I was considering the presidency. I wasn't going to put this on my speech, but I'm going to tell you anyway now. It's on my heart. The Holy Spirit sometimes tells me things. I had told them when they talked to me about being president that I would pray about it. I had a grandson who was preparing for his 5th open heart surgery, and he couldn't go to the healing mass. So I decided I'm going to go to the healing mass, and I'm going to ask for prayers for my grandson. So I go, after we had the mass and the rosary, I go over and sit down on a chair on the side because I'm going to pray over you. And I asked for prayers for my grandson. And this lady I'd never met before, she said, I have a message for you. Oh? She said, I want to tell you this before we pray for your grandson. You're considering something about the Eucharist. And whatever it is, you need to say yes. Because the Eucharist is the main part of our faith. And she left that with me, and I came back and I thought, what is our SERRA ministry? It is about the Eucharist. It's about sacraments. So I challenge you and I beg you. You can do more, folks. We can do this. We have to set the world on fire for the Holy Spirit to serve our church. So thank you very much. God bless. I'll take the questions. Yes, sir? Does somebody have a microphone for the person with questions? Thank you, Gino.
I'll try to. Okay.
Okay.
You have to speak really loudly.
Real loud with it.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
My question is, a program like Quo Vadis, it's expensive, it's time, effort, etc. Do we do anything about trying to get dioceses to combine?
Yes.
Share the cost, and which ones would be interested? You could have a website so that...
One of those resources on the SERRA SPARK website shows all the places they have Quo Vadis days, and some of them show dioceses that are going together. So it's been done, and it's there for you to investigate it.
No, we do it.
Uh-huh.
But I do know it is very time consuming.
Right.
And this year there's a program, Forged by Fire, that's the follow-up, the ones who went the year before, to Quo Vadis, etc. You have to get the vocation directors, certain ones of these programs might be done on a multi-diocese.
You know, we will bring that up at the vocation directors workshop. That would be good. The other thing I'd like to mention, it's just so beautiful the way this is set up, because you really have the resources there and the contacts you need for other people.
Yes, I'm on. First of all, Judy, an excellent presentation. Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead, no, go ahead. Don't clap, no time.
The next issue is that, you produce this for the United States and possibly for Canada. Let me tell you that I'm the webmaster for the SERRA GB site, and there is a link to the SPARK
For Australia, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and that's anybody. We want you to take it. Yep. Oh, Great Britain, yes.
Yeah. The last item that you showed with the baptism, where will the legacy be, etc. I took that, I substituted the picture at the top
A little closer.
with my cousin, who is a priest, right? And the two pictures with the same captions, and the bottom picture was a smiling priest. The child that was being baptized was my granddaughter, surrounded by my other grandchildren and some of the parents at the time of the christening. Thank you very much indeed.
That would be a good idea to put a personal picture in there that you could share. That's a super idea for that little flyer.
Great presentation, thanks Judy. Don't get us mixed up with the Ponds where we speak different.
Hold it closer.
Yeah, we don't get us Aussies mixed up with the Ponds, mate. We like beating them in cricket. Great presentation, thanks very much. Is there a way that we can change some of the language that you're talking about, like elementary school and middle school? I suppose they're like high school and primary school.
You know what? We are happy to share anything and everything and to change that language for.
So
change it up. We don't care.
Who do we need to get in touch with, like our people in Australia?
Yeah, let's talk about that afterwards and I'll help you with it.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
I'll just say real quick, and you'll hear me okay.
A little closer.
Greg, Omaha Greg talked to me last night, SERRA USA President, and Sally Nance as well, about taking on district governor for our district here in Tennessee. And they talked to me about it 6 months ago, turned it down. Last night they said, I told them, okay, I'll sleep on it, I'll talk to my wife about it. This morning I woke up and I said, I'm going to turn it down again. I'm not ready yet. We're running the membership ministry. We've got a lot of things going on. And I came downstairs fully prepared to say thanks, but no thanks. And then I saw Carter Collins, had a nice chat with him this morning. He put in a little plug. So my day started changing at that moment. I saw Judy, my day continued to change. And as of 2 hours ago, I became district governor. So, I can do this. You can do this.
Thank you.
Judy,
Right next to your mouth, please.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Judy, for years, SERRA was merely a male-only organization. You are a living example of the passion, the vitality, the effervescence that women have brought to SERRA. We need men and women to go shoulder to shoulder in SERRA and throughout our entire church.
Yes.
God bless you for the leadership you are showing.
Thank you. Okay, I think our time is up, and we do want to move on in a timely manner. Yes, Ann?
Adding programs and getting updates.
Oh, yes. If you go on the website, if you scroll down on the home page, you'll get a little, you can put in your name there, and every time there's an update on the SERRA Spark website, you will get a response. That's very good, Ann. And the interesting thing is we just added another program that's been very successful, and it's called the Master of Ceremonies Altar Server Program. This program, a vocation director down in Phoenix, they've been using it in one parish or two, and they have 6 boys in the seminary from this program. My home parish in Minnesota has 4 young men that were master of ceremonies on the altar in the seminary. It is wonderful because it's the head server, it's a young man, he's working very closely with Father, and vocations are growing out of it. Okay, anything else that I left out, guys? Okay, thank you. Oh, Mario?
I better use the mic. My voice doesn't carry as much as others. I can't say how pleased I am.
Loud, closer.
I can't say how pleased I am. This is exactly and more the kind of response I wanted to see when he came up with his membership campaign and leadership campaign. This is exactly the kind of response, and I want to challenge all the other council presidents to come forward with that kind of a response to what we need to do in the next year. Thank you. Thank you.